What's up, YouTube? So my mom says all she does is see up my nose and my hairs in my videos. Sorry, Mom. I'm doing the best I can. I need to start making some more YouTube money and then I'll get some fancy cameras. Anyway, I bought an 04 Toyota Sequoia from one of my wholesalers and done some recon work on it. Patched the frame in a couple spots. Wasn't too bad. Some miscellaneous stuff. I'm not going to get super technical with it, but 280,000 miles on it. I'm usually not afraid of mileage on vehicles, especially when you cold start them up and the motor's kicking quiet, the air still works and the tranny shifts. But what I didn't pay attention to is when the engine was at temperature, meaning hot with the AC on, the oil pressure was down to nothing. So I'm like, oh no, I missed this. Oh, shame on me after me putting strut in it, lower seat cushion covers, fixing the power window in the back, the door latch in the back, patching the frame, you know, put a couple bucks into it. So I said, all right, let me put it up in the air, and I pull the shield off that covers the under there, and it looks like the oil pressure switch is original. So I ran some transmission fluid through the motor just as, you know, to help clean it up. Changed the oil, put the new oil pressure switch in because it has a gauge, and re-ran the car with the air on. It's hot today. It's probably 80, 90 degrees, and the humidity is probably just as bad. But now the gauge reading is just above, so it has, I think, 4 lines on the gauge, like this. And it's just teetering at the second line. So I'm like, all right, I'm not used to that, but let me do some research. So I go into all data, and oil pressure at idle, 4.3 psi or more. So if you're concerned about your gauge, you know, reading just under the quarter mark on the oil pressure gauge, that's fairly normal for these cars. I never knew that, but I'm not an old Sequoia owner. I'm used to high oil pressures and all these engines. But if you give it gas, it goes up. So I think the oil pump is more than that, probably a little bit. But once I changed the oil pressure gauge, it didn't go down to nothing anymore, which whatever nothing is, who knows how accurate the gauge is. But it's just, you know, so you have 4 lines. It's right here, just teetering, just a hair below and up. I think it is aerating also on mine at 280,000 miles. Because I can see it go low, then go high, and then it'll be smooth. I'm going to try and go with a little heavier oil, not much heavier, and see if that changes anything. But don't be alarmed. If your oil pressure gauge is at the quarter indicator, it's fairly normal based on Toyota's data. That's engine hot, obviously. That's it. Little to no oil pressure at idle, and if your oil gauge sweeps up under acceleration, that's what they're saying, at 3,000 RPM, you should be 43 to 85. I would say I'm on the lower scale, 43. But when I cold started, it went to 85, and then it teetered back down. Yeah, man. Thanks for watching.